If you are new here, make yourself comfortable and come on in. Um, like, share this out because you never know who's going to be affected by this live broadcast. And also, we want more family members over here. Don't we want more family members? So make sure you come on in and invite others to join in and tell them to come in and enjoy this chat. Just if you have anything that you'd like to say, we do that by engaging in the comments section. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you put them right over there in the comments section, or actually down here today because we're doing a vertical live. I see you, Mr. Terry. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. And as he's done, he's already liked this. So as you come in, make sure you like this. Make sure you share it and subscribe if you're not a dreamer already. If you are a dreamer, you already know what to do. Welcome back, welcome back. And I like to start this broadcast off by telling you all to, if you have any children in your life, daughters mainly, because that's kind of what my specialty is, girls. Some of you know why I have 5 daughters. So if you have any daughters or you know a girl, I know you know a girl, lead them to geekygirlsjournal.com so that they can buy a copy of these books. This is our combo set, and this is the first part of the book. This is the second part. Your children will love these books. They are entertaining, and high-level vocabulary is included in the book. So if you want them to be entertained and to learn how to read fluently and have a great vocabulary, you would like to consider purchasing these books. Okay, that's all I'll say about that because that's not what this broadcast is about. And the next thing is, if you also like attire, we have these shirts. Yes, we have merch. We definitely have merch. So go on Geeky Girls Journal and get that geeky girl in your life a shirt just like this one. It says Geeky Girls Rule the World. What girl wouldn't want to have a shirt like that? Because girls rule the world. So get her that book combo and one of these shirts. And yes, we have them in all different colors, like all the colors of the rainbow. All of them are there. So don't worry about it. If she doesn't like purple, you got pink, you got yellow, red, blue, green, black, all the colors. Go get her a t-shirt and grab her a copy of these books to go along with it. And I'm pretty sure, not pretty sure, I know she's going to enjoy the books cover to cover, and she can walk around with her Geeky Girls Journal shirt on as she's reading the book. How about that? So if you're new here, again, my name is Andrea. Go to geekygirlsjournal.com, like this, share this out, subscribe to the channel. I know it's a lot, but I'll remind you throughout this broadcast. All right, let's get down into this topic. Let me pull you in a little bit. Here. Okay, let's see. Getting closer, 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 closer. There we are. All right, we're family. Get closer. So today's broadcast, you all, the title of the broadcast is Never Settle for Less. Never settle for less. I was going to talk about this last week, Thursday, but I just kind of wanted to get to know you all a little bit better. So we canceled that and just said we'll do it today. What's today? Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. Yeah. So Monday, I could not be here because I had to do something with my eldest daughter. So I'm back. Any questions before we get started on the topic? I want you all, let me pause for a second. If you have any questions on this particular topic, you already know what to do. Comment section is waiting for you. All right, so I want to start this off by telling you all I thought about this topic, like I said, last week Friday, and as I thought about this topic, I had a post-it note. I found this post-it note set, and I just started to jot things down as I thought about it. See, because you all know I told you I have to have my notes or I will get off task. So I'm going to try to focus today on you, and I'm going to try to focus on getting all this information out. In fact, I think I thought about something new that's going to help me out when because I told you all also, that I have lots of thoughts at all times, and I told you that whenever I find a stray piece of paper or anything, my cell phone, as I think about things, I try to jot it down right away because I'll forget. So what I discovered yesterday, it was almost a fluke or not. Nothing's a coincidence. I had this post-it note in my purse because I had written out a grocery list, and I happened to take the post-it note deck with me, and I had it in my purse, and I was thinking about things as I was shopping, and I'm in the store, and I'm like, oh, I need something to write it down on. And then lo and behold, there were my post-it notes. So what did I do? Pull out those post-it notes, hurry up and write it down. So that's who we are today. I wrote down a couple things on my notes, and I also jotted a couple things down today. So it was helpful, and hopefully, this is going to help me to stay on task. So pray for me. Let's see, what are you saying, Mr. Terry? Okay, good. You're reminding people about this channel and some of the etiquette. Thank you very much. Yes, thumbs up this channel, everybody, please. It really helps out. I see that there are 5 people here and 1 thumbs up. So if you don't mind, give me a thumbs up, because that lets me know if you're resonating with this content. And I surely hope that you are. And it also helps YouTube to kind of put my content in the right places and give it to the right people. So thumbs up it. If you don't like it, you don't thumbs up it. But if you're getting value, I just ask you to do one thing, well, 2. That's the thumbs up. That means like it, and just to share this out so that more people can hear it. Let's get started. Are there any questions before I jump into this? Okay. Any questions, comments, concerns? No. All right. If you still have some, you're more than welcome to drop them. I just wanted to say that before I got started. So today's topic: don't settle for less. Don't settle for less. The reason why I wanted to discuss this is because throughout life, you'll find that you have so many different challenges and so many things happening in your life. And sometimes it's very easy to give up. It's very easy to quit. It's easy to say, I don't want to do this anymore. But I want to encourage you today to keep going. Do not quit. Never settle. I want you to chase after those things that you want. I want you to chase after those things that your heart desires. And more importantly, I want you to chase after your purpose. Those things that God has placed in your life, I want you to chase those things. Now, in life, pursuing things, you'll find that there are going to be some difficulties in your pursuit. But that never means to just throw your hands in the air and wave like you just don't care. No, that doesn't mean to throw your hands up and give up and have a defeatist attitude and say, you know what, I quit. I'm done. This wasn't for me anyway. Because what you're going to find, if you do that, that means you're settling. If it's something that you really, really want, you have to fight for it. You have to go after it. And I'm talking about in relationships. We're talking about as far as your career is concerned. We're talking about even in your spiritual life. If there is something that you desire and you have a goal set in place, I want you to continue to pursue those goals, continue to pursue your dreams, and continue to pursue your purpose. Why? Because if you don't, I think you're going to be very disappointed in the decision that you make. Because most of the time, if there's something that you really, really, really want, and that you really desire, you're going to fight hard for that thing. And if you start to lose hope and you feel like this is not happening fast enough for me, or I could be doing something else, or you just give up because you're tired of pushing and you're tired of not moving forward, or you think you're not moving forward, because you're going to continue to move forward if you're pursuing and if you're doing something, if you're putting the time in, if you're putting the effort and the energy in, you're going to eventually, something's going to happen. There's going to be a breakthrough. So I don't want you to just say, you know what, I'm done, I quit. Because if you do that, you're going to live with regret. You don't want to live with regret. And let me see if you all are talking about something, because I don't see anything moving. Let me make sure I'm not behind on the chat. Okay, looks like I'm all right. So what I want to encourage you to do, I would say I'm going to give you tips, but it's going to be tips. It's also going to be statements, because again, I did jot things down, and I want to just share with you the information I had as I wrote it down. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. I'm just referring to my notes so that I can be on task. So the first thing that you want to do, not the first thing, one of the things that you want to do when you're not settling is think about those things that you really want to accomplish, and create a plan in which you can tackle that goal or tackle that dream, whatever it is that you're trying to pursue. Create a goal Write down your plan. And if you like to use bullet points, you can do it that way. If you want to do a yearly plan, if you want to do a weekly plan, monthly plan, it's all up to you. But I encourage you to write it down. In the Bible, it says, write your vision, make it plain. So that's what you're going to do. Write your vision, make it plain. Remember, you're not settling. So your goal is to win. Win. I don't know, I just thought about that. Your goal is to win. So you're going to think about those things that will help you to accomplish those goals. We're not going to have a defeatist attitude. We're not going to say, okay, I'm going to try this and it may not work. No, no, no. You've already defeated yourself. You've already spoke in a negative manner. You're going to say, I'm going to try this and it's going to work. Now, if it gets to a point where you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and you feel like nothing's changing, then we're going to talk about this later. I'm getting to myself. If you feel like nothing's changing, you may have to tweak some things, but we're going to get into that later. So let me start with where I'm in my notes. Surround yourself with the right people. Surround yourself with the right people. If you are in a group of people that don't have dreams, don't have vision, don't have goals, they feel like they're just existing. They're just existing and they don't really care about what their tomorrow looks like. What do you think that's going to look like for you? You're not going to be around anybody that's motivating you, that's encouraging you, and that's supporting you, because these people that you have surrounded yourself with, they don't even have a plan, or they don't have any goals. They don't see beyond today. They don't see beyond today. So I would much rather be with a group of individuals like me that say, hey, I want to go get it. Whatever it is that God promised to me, I'm coming out that gate and I am going to go for it. Nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to go. Whatever it is He promised me, I don't want just a little bit of it. I want all of it. Those are the kind of people that I like to be around. Those people that are constantly encouraging me and saying, hey, you can do it. You know what? This might not have worked, but try something else. You got it. You got it. You can do it. And I believe it. I believe I can do it. That's the other thing. You got to believe. Believe you can do it. Set your mind to it and say, you know what? I know I quit on some other things, but this time I'm not going to quit. This time I'm going to see myself through this one with the help of God. This time I'm going to continue to pursue. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to be tenacious. You all know what tenacious is? That's enduring. That's putting in the time to work, and that's saying I'm not going to stop. So be tenacious. Have some tenacity and say, you know what? I'm created for more than just this thing that I'm doing currently. I'm created to have everything that God promised me. I'm created to do anything that I put my hands to. I'm created to multiply, right? I'm created to multiply this thing. I don't want to subtract. I don't want to be around people that subtract. Addition, multiplication, right? Set yourself up around people that love to learn. Set yourself up around people that are smarter than you are, right? Set yourself up around people that like to uplift and encourage you and that want to see you become the best person that you can become, right? Those are all the things that you need to do. This is not settling for less. Don't ever settle for less, okay? Take the necessary steps. What do you need to do in order to make this thing happen for you? Okay, I can give you, rattle off a list of things, but you know exactly what it is that you need to do to move forward. If you feel like you've been at whatever this particular goal is or dream that you're trying to accomplish, and you feel like you're doing nothing but moving backwards and you're not moving in the direction that you want to go, and remember, we said last week, whatever it is that your eyes are on is where your focus is going to be. So whatever your goal is, you keep your eyes on that goal. That is your prize. Don't let anything or anybody stop you from getting to that goal. Now, I'm not talking about being malicious and doing things without integrity. You're still going to have integrity and you're still going to be focused. You don't have to run over anybody. You don't have to do something that's out of your character in order to accomplish your goal. In fact, I say, don't do anything out of your character. Don't do anything that requires you not to have integrity, right? Because If it's something that's placed in your heart, and if God is behind it, that's the key thing. If God's connected to it, you're not going to have to do anything that compromises your belief system or do anything that's going to jeopardize you getting to that position that you want to get to. Okay? So don't forget, take the necessary steps. You can fill in those blanks. What do you need to do? Do you need to create a stronger plan? Do you need to, if you're working out, do you need to go to the gym a couple days a week, right? What is your plan? Or maybe you just want to start out with going 1 day a week for an hour. You do that. Whatever it is that your plan is, I want you to sit down, think of something solid, write it out. Write it out. All right? The next thing is, don't let fear get a hold of you. A lot of times we are moving, and we're like, hey, I'm ready, I got it, I know I can do it, and then all of a sudden something hits, and now it's like the wind has just, now it's like your sail is no longer moving because you got hit with the blow and you can't recover. It was called fear, because now you're thinking, oh my gosh, I'm not capable of reaching this goal. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the confidence. Man, I don't even know how to get to this goal. Who am I kidding? Who am I fooling? I don't know the first step to take in order to make this goal a reality. This goal, Goal. I don't even know what steps to take in order to make this goal a reality. Did you all see Sha'Carri running these past couple days? I'm sure that there were times, especially a few years ago, I'm sure that there were times that she may have been like, okay, I need to tighten up, I need to get myself together, and I need to, because she had a problem coming out the blocks at first. I'm just going to use her for an example because it's something that's well known. She had a problem coming out of the blocks. Did you all see now how powerful she is when she comes out of those blocks? Now she's like, phew, right? It's her start. It's her start. And she continues to push forward, and she gets faster and faster. And that's what I'm kind of telling you. Come out the blocks. Sometimes you come out the blocks really strong. Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then somewhere along the line in that race, you lose that zeal or you lose that drive. And then it's almost as if somebody just deflated your balloon. Now you're like, oh, I can't even make it. Now you're struggling to try to get to the finish line. But what I want to tell you is to keep going strong. The way that you come out of those blocks, motivated, inspired, encouraged, is the way that you will continue to run that race. Don't allow the negative feedback of others to make you quit. Don't allow your fear to encapsulate you. Is that a word that I'm looking for? I don't know. Don't allow your fear to take so much control of you that you no longer want to accomplish that goal, or you no longer want to pursue that thing. You never want to, you say, okay, I don't want to become the partner of this law firm because I don't have the right tools, or I graduated 30th in my class. Don't allow those things to be an excuse, because it's just a shift in mindset that you need. Instead of thinking about those negative things that'll prevent you from accomplishing those goals, you got to think about the positive things that will continue to move you forward. Okay? So don't let fear get a hold of you. That was the third one. And these are just, they're tips. We'll just call them tips, okay? Sometimes you need to leave a situation or a location to grow. How many of you know that? How many of you know that sometimes your dream may be bigger than that situation that you're in? Sometimes your dreams may require you to uproot yourself and move. I've heard it time and time again that, you know what is it, like small town thoughts or something along the line, but you have big dreams. So if you're in a small town, or if you're in a place that is keeping you from becoming the best individual that you can. And I was listening to someone on, it wasn't a podcast, it was like a live kind of interview sermonish type of thing, sermon kind of thing. And there was a panel, and the panel of four were talking about, they were talking about pressing forward, kind of the same thing I'm talking about right now. And the one guy that was on the panel, he was saying that he was in a city, I don't know where it was, can't remember, and it doesn't matter for the sake of this live, but he was saying that he was in a city, and what he realized was he had to leave out of that city in order to accomplish the goals that he wanted to accomplish. How many of you can relate to that? I sure can. I sure can. I'm from a town, and I was like, you know what, my dreams may be bigger than me just being here. I knew my dreams were bigger, not maybe. My dreams are bigger. My dreams are bigger than this. And I always felt like, okay, God, when are we going to do this? When are you going to allow me to go? And, finally, when I graduated college, high school, I was like, okay, I'm out of here. Because sometimes what you realize, and it may not even be that town, I'm just using town as an analogy. It can be the people that you're around. Those people have small views, small opinions, and they may not want to accomplish big things. They may be real content with doing whatever it is that they're doing right now, but you look and you say, you know what, that's not the kind of life I want to live. I want to do better than this. I know I can do better than this. I know that this can't be the only thing that there is in life. I know this can't be it. So now you're looking at others, and it's almost like you're comparing yourself to them, or you're just looking at their lifestyles and how they're living, and you're like, I don't want that for myself. I don't want that for myself. So what do you need to do? Sometimes you can stay there and just change your surroundings, your environment, or sometimes it may just, like the gentleman said that I referred to, sometimes it may just require you to uproot and go somewhere else and start in a new place. And there may be opportunity in that new location that you could not find in the other location that you were in. You see, all of these things play into not giving up and not settling. Don't settle for less, because you're created for more. You're created to have more. And you are created, my friend, to experience a good life. God doesn't want you on this earth broke, busted, disgusted, being a loser. He wants you to flourish. He wants the best for you. He wants you to have everything that he promised you. But you have to also do your part. You can't just sit around on your couch and say, God's going to do it. God's going to work it out. Because what God may require in this particular season or in this particular situation is your participation. So it's not good enough for you to just say, you know what, God holds everything in the palm of his hands. He's the creator of all. He's the most high. Yes, he is all those things. Yes, he wants the best for you. And yes, you have limitless opportunities and nothing is impossible for God. But it's not all right for you to just sit there and do nothing. Get up, get the ball rolling, start moving forward. Start doing some of those things that are going to help you to reach your goals. Start doing some of those things that are going to help you pursue your dreams, right? Start doing those things that are going to help you become a better person. If you're okay with your life, then this message is not for you. I'm not talking to you because you're already content. What I say is not going to move you. What I say is not going to make a difference in your life today at all. But if you're somebody that wants better for yourself, if you're somebody that says, you know what, this is not the life I imagined for myself, then you're somebody that needs to get up, get going, and push and do the work. It's time out for pointing the finger at somebody. It's time out for saying, you know what, I have time. I'll just do it tomorrow. I'll just do it in a week. I'll just do it next month. And guess what? You're not promised tomorrow. You're not promised next month. Why put off today? Why put off what you can do today and say, I'm going to do it tomorrow. Why put it off? Why put off those things that you can do right now, that you can start right now, that will make a difference in your life? Why put that off and say, oh, I'm just going to do it tomorrow? Oh, no, just start it today, because guess what? Tomorrow's going to come, and then you're going to have another excuse. And then the next day's going to come, you're going to have another excuse. So all I'm asking you to do is move one foot at a time, one step at a time. One step at a time. That's all it takes. If you want to lose weight, don't sit on a couch and continue to eat chips and say, I want to lose, but it's all right. Maybe one day it'll happen. No, you have to actually get up, start doing some sit-ups, start doing some push-ups, whatever it is you're trying to work out your core, do some, whatever it is you need to do. Go to the gym, start running, start walking. But you realize you're not going to lose anything just by sitting there and eating chips and whatever else it is that you eat. Did you know you're not supposed to be eating? I love chips, by the way. So I'm talking to myself. But if you want to see some movement, and if you want to see things happen, you cannot sit there and wait. You can't sit there and wait. You're going to have to throw yourself out there. And you may be a little uncomfortable at first. I'll tell you all, my daughter, I'll use her for an example. She started working out last week, and the first day she started working out, she she was like, "Oh, mama, I'm so sore." She was sore, and I told her, I said, "That's because you're working out muscles you haven't worked out before." She was so sore, and she could barely move. And then the next day, well, she had a day in between, so it was like a Tuesday. Then that Wednesday, I said, "You know what? You just keep on stretching, stretch those muscles out." And the more you work out, I said, the more you work out, the more you get into that routine, your body's going to respond differently. So the next Thursday, she was working out, had an hour workout. She did an hour each time. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm still sore, but it's getting a little bit better, Mom." This week, I said, "Hey, how you doing?" Well, I think it was this week. Maybe it was a week before that. And now we're at this week. So I asked her today when she went to work out, "How's it going? Are you sore? Do you feel better?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm not sore anymore. I feel better about it." So she was working out those muscles and stretching herself and doing things to move forward so that she can reach her goal. And in the meantime, she was no longer as sore as she was in the beginning. Does anybody understand what I'm saying? It's going to be tough. It's hard work. Everybody. It's not easy. What you want is not going to come easy in life. You're going to have to push yourself. You're going to use muscles sometimes that you haven't used before. But if you keep at it, if you remain consistent, and if you continue to pursue and to endure, you're going to eventually move forward. And that workout that you're doing, oh, it's going to start being easier and easier, because you've conditioned your body to say, "Okay, I know this is what we're going to do today." And sometimes, you're going to work different muscles out. So that part of your body might be sore. But once you continue to do it and you keep at it, it's going to get better and better. And now you're going to start seeing results. You're going to start seeing results. And if you don't see results in your body, then what's that mean? You're going to need to tweak some things. And I'm not sure why I don't see you all moving, because I know that this is normally... Can you all hear me okay? I hope you can hear me. Highlight saved to your channel as unlisted video. What's that mean? Ooh. At least 1 minute of video is needed to start a highlight. I don't want to do that. Okay. I don't want to start a highlight. I'm just hoping that you all can see me, because I don't see the chat at all. I'm so sorry if you're there chatting and I don't see you, but I don't see anything moving. The only thing I see is Associate Minister in Reserve Deacon Mr. Terry reminders to share your YouTube channel's link in this YouTube live stream broadcast. Please type GGJ. That's the only thing I see. So I don't know if you all are chatting after I finish giving all my notes. I will look at this later. I guess that's all I can do. But I encourage you, continue to chat, because I'm going to go back, or eventually maybe I'll see it. Maybe it'll pop up. I'm not sure. But I know as of now I don't see anything. So if you're having conversations, go ahead, keep at it, because I'm going to look for, that's my favorite part of these videos, is to look at you, look at your comments. So back to the topic. I know I digressed. I always do, so you all know that. That's roller coaster ride. So don't settle. Don't settle. Don't settle in life, period. Don't settle in the relationships that you want. If you let me get back on my notes and then go back to that. If okay, so the last thing I said, sometimes you need to leave a situation. The next point I want you to look at is take what you have or know and build from that. Whatever knowledge you have about that particular subject that you're trying to move forward in, or that goal that you're trying to reach, take what you have. Use that information you have. Start there. Start there. None of us know everything. Then we might as well put it out there. I don't know everything and you don't know everything. So start with the knowledge you have and build from that point. Now, if you're surrounding yourself with the right people, you're going to run into others that have knowledge about that particular topic, or that have information that they can give you to help you to pursue your goals and your dreams and to help you to move forward. And also, if you run into the right people, they can help you to move forward faster. Because if you're the only person, if you have, let's say, little knowledge about this particular thing that you want to do, you may not get as far as quickly. It may take you a little bit longer. It may take you more time than the person that has more of the information on that particular topic. So get yourself into a relationship or find a relationship and learn all you can from that person, whether it's a mentor, a friend, a coworker, whomever it is, a pastor. Ask that person questions that will help to get you on the course that you're trying to take, or that will help to put you in the right direction, or to help move you forward. So get as much information you can from that particular individual or individuals. Okay, the next thing I would say, if you wait, you will be waiting forever. Again, I was talking about if you're sitting on the couch and you're like, the Lord's going to take care of it. He's going to supply all my needs, which he does. Let's make that very clear. He supplies all your needs. But like I said earlier, it's going to require your participation. How bad do you really want this? Do you want it just like, oh, maybe I can do this, or I thought about doing this, or, it's something that I may want to check out later? Or is this something that you're like, I've been dreaming about this since I was a child, or, the Lord showed me this and I know that this is what he has for me. So for me, if it's something that I'm shown from God, and I gotta tell you, I rarely get those things. It's more me just moving in a direction and picking up the puzzle pieces as I get them. But if I see something, if God shows me, do this, oh, I'm moving 100%, 1,000% in that direction, and I'm moving fast. I'm moving fast. Now, me, I've heard people say you don't want to lose momentum, right? So, yeah, if you're gaining momentum and you're going in the right direction, yes, I don't want to lose momentum. Keep on going. Keep going. You want to keep moving in the right direction. I know you all hate it. That's the ice machine. Hopefully it'll stop in a minute. Hopefully you can hear me, because I can't see if you can or not. So hopefully you all can see me and hear me. Okay, the next thing is, you may not have the perfect situation. You may not have the perfect situation, but start and try. You don't know what is going to work. So if you're trying something and you've been trying your best, you've been trying your hardest, just keep going. Keep going. And something's got to give eventually. I was having this conversation with my sister earlier, and I said, you know what? I've been at this for a while, and I know I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to quit, because something is going to happen. Something has to happen if you remain consistent, if you remain focused, and if you continue to do those things that move you forward. Something's going to happen. And I was like, I don't want to be that person that stopped doing something and that thing that I wanted to reach was right there. It was right there. All I had to do was move another day. All I had to move was another hour, or all I had to do was move another week. Either way, don't stop. If it's something you want to do, pursue it. Hit it hard, right? Think about also, while you're hitting it, what your priorities are. What are your priorities? Because sometimes when we're trying to pursue our goals and our dreams, there is something that's going to take a back seat. Unfortunately, you just have to choose which things are important to you. What are you going to give the back seat to? What are you going to call your driver? What are you going to call your passenger? So think about those things that are important. Like I said earlier, put it all in your plan and you move forward. You go forward. Why are you waiting? Don't wait. Don't settle. If it's not something that you really want, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? Because if it's not something that you really want, you're not going to put your all into it. But if it's something that you really want, you should be overzealous about it. You should be like, oh, I want to do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to win, right? You should be able to tell yourself, I'm going to win because I have no other choice but to win. I have no other choice but to make this happen. I have no other choice but to accomplish this goal. I'm not going to allow the naysayers to keep me from doing this. I'm not going to allow those family members that think I can't do this. I'm not going to allow them to keep me down and to speak those things into my spirit and to speak those things to me, because it's not acceptable. I'm ashamed because it's not acceptable. You are responsible for your actions. You're responsible for getting the things done. And once you finally say, you know what, I'm responsible. I'm the reason why I'm not moving forward. Once you can accept that responsibility, you can now move forward and say, you know what, it's all up to me. It's up to me the kind of day that I want to have. Well, it's God's plan, but it's up to you. Which way are you going to choose? Are you going to choose to quit, or are you going to choose to persevere? Because it's about endurance. It's about consistency. Which side are you going to find yourself on? Okay, next, if your dreams don't scare you, this is a quote that I heard long ago, and I try to think about it, and I just want to share with you because this might be helpful. Some of you may have already heard it. Some of you may have never heard it before. So here goes. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. How many of you have ever heard that? I've heard that before. And I'm telling you, some of my dreams have not scared me. So they're not big enough. So what do I want to do? Go bigger. Go bigger. I don't want to box myself in. God doesn't box me in, and I don't want to box myself in. He says that he's going to give me the desires of my heart and that all things are possible with him. So why am I afraid to do those big things? Why am I afraid? Why are you afraid to pursue your goals? Why are you afraid? And why do you say, I'm not good enough, or I'm not smart enough, or I don't look a certain way, so I can't accomplish this goal? Those are all excuses, because what you really need to do, what you really have to think about is this something that I want? Because it's very easy to talk yourself out of something. Very easy to talk yourself out of something. Oh, I'm tired today. Not going to do that. That's easy. Now I'm going to go lay on the couch. Oh, somebody said that somebody said that I don't fit the profile of the person that would be a good candidate for this job. Okay, so you're going to let that stop you? That's those person words. That person is projecting onto you. Don't allow that to be an excuse. If that job is something that you want, if that career change is something that you want, if that lifestyle change is something that you want, you have to get it. You cannot wait for somebody else to push you and say all these wonderful things about you to make you want to go do it. You got to look yourself in the mirror and say, look, I can do this. I'm capable. I am smart enough, and I can get it done. I can get the job done. What makes you any different from the next person? You put your pants on, your skirt on, shorts, whatever it is, the same way that person does. It might be a little bit different depending on how that person gets dressed, but ultimately we all have the same limbs unless someone lost them. You have the two legs. You got to put them on that way, right? So you can do it. You can do it. Don't look for the excuses. Set yourself up for the best situation, and you go after your goal. You go after those dreams, because that dream that God gave you is for you. It's for you. It's not for me. I can't tell you how to do it, when to do it, where. How you should start it. I can tell you to get started. I can encourage you and motivate you and say, hey, you got to do this. Don't quit. But you have to make that decision. That light has to go off in your head. And again, for those of you who are not concerned with moving forward and becoming better, following your dreams, pursuing your goals, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Pass this on to somebody who wants a better life for themselves. Pass this on for somebody that's tired of the excuses. Pass this on for somebody that wants to pursue everything that God has for them. That's me. I want it all. I want to pursue everything that God's got for me. And I'm telling you, I'm going to crush it. Get into your beast mode. Do you hear me? Get into beast mode. Get into beast mode. Forget what everybody's telling you. Forget it. If God did not want you to accomplish this goal, understand He would have never given it to you. If He didn't think you were qualified to meet the expectations and the demands of that dream that you have, He would have never given it to you. He knows who you are through and through. So He's not going to give you anything you can't handle. He's not going to give you anything you can't handle. All right? Now, next. All right, where was I? Don't box yourself in. Be willing to try different things. Sometimes you think this is the way that you should go. Sometimes you think, okay, I'm going to go right because it looks like if I do things this way, I'm going to be able to get there faster. I'm going to be able to get to my goal. You know, boom, boom, whatever. I'm going to get to it. But then you find out as you're going right that maybe you got to move a little bit towards the center. And then sometimes you had to move from the center all the way to the left. And that's okay. It's okay to tweak things. It's okay to move and make modifications. It's okay because you don't have the answer to everything. So if you have to pivot a little bit, even if you have to start over, because sometimes it's going to require you to start over. That's just that. Sometimes it'll require you to start over. Be fully committed and say, you know what? I'm already in this thing. Let me tell you all something. There's been so many times where I'm like, people will say, to me, especially with my younger daughter going to school this year, they're like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when she leaves? I'm going to pursue harder. I'm going to push myself harder. I'm going to crush those goals that I want to accomplish. I'm going to do all those things that God placed in my heart to do. And how do I know He placed them in my heart to do it? Because I have the desire to do it. I want to become better. I want to be great. I want to leave my imprint in the world. I am going to do those things. And it doesn't matter who says something to me that opposes me accomplishing those goals. I will push forward. I push through the noise. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do. Push through the noise. Don't allow the fact that somebody else thinks you can't do that particular thing that you have in your heart. Don't allow their interpretation or their idea of what you can and cannot accomplish to deter you. Don't allow them to do it. Do not give them the space. In fact, if you're around somebody and you say, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to become the first person to do blah, 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 and they start talking negative, they start saying, oh, you know what, you might as well forget that. You can't do that. That's never going to happen. You can't. Excuse me, it's time for me to go. Just go ahead and excuse yourself. Go on and excuse yourself. Say, hey, no, not today. Just say, hey, not today. Not today. I'm not going to have this conversation because how many of you remember, you know what? I'm going to wait till I get to that part. Okay, so be willing to try different things. Focus on your goal. Don't settle for less than that. Do not settle for less than whatever your goal is, because I'm telling you, you're going to do nothing but look back later on and say, you know what? I settled for that because I didn't think I was good enough. And then you're going to be upset. You're going to be disappointed. You're going to, you may even have some feelings of resentment because you didn't pursue You know what? You may feel like, man, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. Now you done shoulda, woulda, coulda yourself out of an opportunity that you wanted. And now you're settling because you didn't think you were good enough. And now who are you mad at? You don't have anybody to be mad at but yourself because you shoulda, woulda, coulda did it. You shoulda did it. But now, because you chose to settle, that's why I say don't settle for less, because when you choose to settle, now you're upset because you don't know what could have been. Now the only thing you can do is imagine and say, oh, I wish I would have. Or but now you're like, oh, I'm too old to do this, I'm too old to do that. No, you're not. You're not too old. As long as you're breathing and as long as you have life, as long as you're still on this earth, you have time to do those things that you want to do. You still have time to pursue those dreams. Right? You still have time to open that business. You still have time to write that book. I don't care if you are 50 years old. I don't care if you're 60. You still have time to open that nonprofit, right? Or explore the world. You still have time. Our timetable doesn't look anything like God's anyway. So how do you make that decision to say, oh, I'm too old or I'm too whatever? Did God tell you that? Did he tell you that you're too old? Because I know somebody who was in the Bible who thought they were too old to have a child and ended up having one. You all will know that story if you look it up. That person wasn't too old. I'm sure she was looking around, her husband and her were probably looking around like everybody around us are, their grandparents, they're older, can't have kids. I know, guys, he must be playing when he talks to me and said, I'm going to have a child and I'm this old. He must be playing. He must have sent that message to the wrong person. No, he was talking to you just like he's talking to you right now. What is it that he put in your heart to do? Do it. Do it. You don't want to live with regret. You don't want to live with regret. So do those things that make you happy. Do those things that are challenging. Do those things that push you to become better. Do those things that make you grow. Do those things that are going to put you in a better situation today than you were yesterday. Okay? Get your hopes up. Get your hopes up. Why do I say get your hopes up? Because I've heard before people telling other people when they say, oh yeah, I want to do this, I want to do that, or I want to go here, I want to go there. And they be like, girl, don't get your hopes up. That's never going to happen. You must be dreaming. You're living with your heads in the cloud. Or, you know what, get your head out of the sand. That's not going to happen. Who are you to tell me that's never going to happen? If you're around somebody like that, shut it down. Shut it down. Who are they to tell you that's never going to happen? And you don't need to hear that because now you may have a thought in your mind that you didn't even have before you started that conversation with them. Now all of a sudden you think you don't have any hope because they told you not to get your hopes up. And now you really think they're like, oh man, they're right. I can't do that. I'm not going to be successful. Maybe I'm dreaming, right? You are dreaming. You're being a dreamer, right? But maybe I do have my heads in the cloud. Maybe I can't do that. Maybe I can't accomplish those goals. Maybe that's not for me. Maybe it's for somebody else. No, it's for you. It's for you. It's for you. It's in your heart. You're the one that has sleepless nights. You're the one that wakes up thinking about this thing. You're the one that talks about it all the time, even when people get tired of you talking about it. You bring it up. It happens to come up in conversation, and you're like, man, I keep talking about this thing. That's because God put that in your heart. That's because you're meant to do that thing. Why else would you be talking about it? I don't wake up and talk about golf. I don't know anything about golf. My father loves golf. I know he plays golf all the time. He's very good at it. But I don't wake up talking about golf. It's not something I desire. It's not something I care about. But it's something that somebody else desires and they care about and they want to put time and effort and energy into. Not me. Do you all understand where I'm going? Hopefully you do, because I can't even see what you're saying. But I use golf in this particular instance. You can fill in your blank. What's your golf? What's your golf? What is it that you don't care about? Something that you don't care about. Forget about it. Let it go. Focus your attention on those things that, like I said, were placed in your heart and that you have a desire and a passion for. What is that? Also, focus on genuinely being yourself when you're doing it. Focus on being yourself because If you show up as yourself and you show up genuinely trying and pushing hard, you're going to end up finding a tribe of people that not cling towards you, but that are drawn to you and that want to help out. You'll be surprised at how many people say, hey, I see you're trying to reach your fitness goal. I have a couple tips for you. This is what I did in order to get my arms toned. This is what I did in order to get my glutes tightened. This is what I did in order to get my thighs and my abdomen, toned or straightened or whatever, flat. This is what you can also do. And then now, the knowledge that you didn't have before, now you have that knowledge because you have others that have joined in and that see this cause, and they're like, hey, you know what? I want to be a part of it. I want to help you out however I can. Now you're also going to have or may have those that see a cause and are like, who she thinks she is. She's not going to do anything. She's not going to make it. She blah, 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 blah. Let it just go. Let it go. You know what? Jesus also had people that projected insecurities on him and, wondered who he was and what are you doing here, and asked a lot of weird questions, and he didn't let any of those things stop him. He continued to do what he was called to do. He knew he had a very clear understanding of what his assignment was, and he kept his eyes on the prize. He didn't allow the Pharisees to get him off track. He didn't allow Judas to get him off track. He didn't allow any of the crowd to get him off track. He knew what his goal was. He knew what he had to accomplish, and he kept his mind, he kept his eyes on that thing. Tunnel vision. That's how you gotta be. That's how you gotta be. Let the people talk. They're gonna talk anyway. Let them talk. Let them say whatever. Yeah, okay. And then you, in your heart and in your mind, you just say, you know what? I'm gonna keep pushing forward. I'm going to continue to push. I'm going to continue to become the person that God created me to be. Don't you want to be the best person that you can be? I know I want to be the best Andrea that I can be. I want to be the Andrea that God created me to be. And in that, I know it's going to be some challenging times. I know it's going to be trials, and I know I have to push forward. I know there are going to be things that I have to try to push my way through. But if God called me to do those particular things, and if God saw me in his plan and said, I'm going to create her to do this, you better believe I'm going to fight in order to get it. I'm going to do everything I need to do to get to where God wants me to be. Will it be painful? Maybe. Is it going to be uncomfortable? Sometimes. Already had that happen. Are people going to be talking about me? Already happened. Do people say you shouldn't put up these videos about God and Christ and motivation? Yeah. Do I care? No. Don't care. You know why? I'm fully committed. I'm focused. Tunnel vision. I'm moving forward, not looking at those things that are behind me. I might look at some of the data and say, okay, I tried it this way. That did not work. I'm going to try it this way. And if that way does not work, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep on moving. I'm going to say, okay, let's try something else. All right? Hopefully this is helping you all out. 54 minutes in. Okay, let's see what else I have in my notes. You don't believe you can do it. That's why you settle. You don't even believe you can do it. So when somebody comes and tell you that you're a loser and that you can't do something, they've won because you're in agreement with that person. You're like, oh man, yeah, they're right. I didn't even graduate from high school. Or how can I do this? I don't even know anybody who is in this business. But instead of saying, I'm going to find out all the necessary information and I'm going to push to get all the knowledge I can about that subject, you just quit. It just took one punch. One. One punch. That one punch was somebody saying that you couldn't do it. And then all of a sudden, you just fell right on your face. You fell on your face, could not get up, didn't want to retrieve yourself. You just said, you know what? I give up. I'm giving in. Throw in the towel. I'm going to be exactly what that person said I am. Nothing. I'm going to do exactly what they said I could do, which is what? Nothing. I'm going to show them that they're right and that I'm wrong. I'm going to show them. You're right. I can't do anything. I'm just going to sit here on this couch because I'm pitiful. And I'm not going to even try to move forward. I'm not going to try to get the best. I'm not going to try to figure out those things that were promised to me. I'm not going to try to figure out if I can be a success. I'm not going to try to figure out if I can be the best parent in the world. I'm not going to try to figure out if I can be the best businesswoman. I'm not going to figure it out because I know you're right. I know I'm a loser. I know I can't do it. I was told that when I was younger. I know I can't do it. I wasn't told that. I'm just saying some of you were told that. I wasn't. I was told that by some people I didn't care about, but their opinion never mattered to me anyway. Some of you have been told that by people that you love, and you believe it. You believe it. And you're like, yeah, my mama told me I'm nothing. I'm just like my daddy, so I know she's right. I'm not gonna be anything. I might as well just go ahead and settle for this little job that I have. I might as well settle for working at the local grocery store. And I'm not trying to say anything about anybody who works at the grocery store. You do the best that you can do. Do the best that you can do. If the best that you can do is working at the local grocery store, do your very best at that. I'm talking about those of you who know you have something better and you're afraid. You don't want to tackle it. You don't want to try your best. You just want to give up because you're scared. You're scared. I challenge you today, those of you who can hear my voice, punch fear in the face. Stop being fearful. God has not given you the spirit of fear. So why are you afraid? If God said things are possible, all things are possible with me, you need to get on the winning team. Get on the winning team. All things are possible with God. Get on the winning team and make it a possibility. All right, next. Let's see. Commit to your goals and your dreams. I think I kind of already talked about that, so we're going to move right on. If what you are doing is not working, redirect, try something different, tweak some things. We kind of talked about that too. Tweak some of the things. If it's not working out for you and the data is not reflective of the direction you want to go in, it's all right to tweak it. Who said you got to keep doing the same thing? If it's not working, that is insanity. That is insanity. Don't keep doing the same thing that's not working. Do something else. Figure it out. Try something else. Try something new. Start over. Who said you couldn't start over? You can start over. It's never too late. As long as you're breathing, and you're breathing because you're here, as long as you're breathing, you can start over. Don't let anybody tell you can't. Okay? Now, some of you might say, Andrea, I know you said I can do this, and you gave me this pep talk about being the best person I can be and doing those great things and following my dreams and accomplishing my goals. But what you didn't address is what happens if I'm tired. I'm tired of doing the same thing over and over. I'm tired of taking this time away from my family. I'm tired of things not working out. I'm tired of things moving slowly. I'm just tired of being tired, right? If you are tired of being tired, you have to remember that sometimes you're going to be tired. You're human. Sometimes things just are not going to work the way that you planned it, right? Sometimes you're going to have to do things a little bit differently, and that is okay. Do not beat yourself up for it, because guess what? We're something called human beings. We're human. There's only one person, last time I checked, that was perfect, that knew everything. That's not you. That's not me. It's God. So if your name is not God, then you have nothing to worry about. You go ahead and keep on making mistakes. You go ahead and keep trying and trying again. Don't settle. Don't settle for less because you made a mistake and say, okay, I made a mistake. I must not be able to do this and I quit. No, don't quit. Pick yourself up. Start it again. Pick yourself up. Start it again. If you listen to a lot of business mentors, if you listen to seasoned parents even, or anybody, everybody's going to tell you, who's being honest with you, that they've made mistakes and that they've done things that didn't work out for them. But guess what? They got up and they started again. How many of you know that song, we fall down, but we get up? There you go. We fall down, but we get up. Try it again. Make it happen. Don't be afraid to start over. Don't be afraid to start over. Okay? If the things are moving slowly, like I said, you just tweak them. You do something different. All right, you're going to win. You're going to win. You just got to keep going. You have to be consistent. You have to have endurance, and you have to be patient. Woo, that's one. You got to be patient, my friend. You have to be patient. You have to also recognize that your timing is different from God's time. Maybe he needs to mature you a little bit. Maybe there are some things in your life that you need to detach from and get rid of before you're able to get to that next level. Maybe there are things that he's called you to do, but you're not at that season in your life where you can do it. Right? You may have younger kids and they require a lot of your time. So you may not be able to do that particular thing right now. But understand, one day they're going to get older and you're going to be able to go all in. So it just may not be your time right now. It just may not be your time right now, but the time's going to come. And you have to be ready. That's what I'm telling you. Keep on at it. Keep pursuing the best way you can. And do not quit. Do not quit. Never settle, or you will regret what could have happened or what should have happened. Okay. So with that, I want to encourage you all once again. Don't quit. Don't give up. Don't say I shoulda, woulda, coulda. Instead of saying I shoulda, woulda, coulda, go get it. Go do it. And again, don't do it and allow it to cost you your integrity. It's not that important. It's not that important. You want to maintain your integrity. You want to maintain your morals, your values, those things that are truly called are truly for you to do or are truly a gift. They're not going to allow you to compromise those things. They're not going to allow you to compromise those things, because God says that I just thought about something. Yeah, you know what? Let me take a shift real quick. Be honest, right? Be honest in your approach. Don't try to scam people and get over on people just to accomplish your goals. Don't do that. But what you need to do is have faith and have hope. Because if you have faith, faith is going to allow you to, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, if you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. So if you, the size of a mustard seed, if anybody knows what that is, it is so small, like so small. All you need is a little bit of faith, a little bit, and you'll be able to move. But you gotta, you combine faith and hope together. You have to be hopeful. You have to understand that it can happen to you. It can happen for you. And just have faith that it's going to happen eventually. It may not happen right now, but it's going to happen. All you have to do is keep on pushing forward. Be consistent and pursue. Pursue. And what else would I like to say before the end of this broadcast? Because it's an hour and 3 minutes in. Pursue your dreams. Pursue your goals. Don't let anybody talk you out of them if it's something you really want to do, because you will regret it. You will regret it. Or you're going to be sitting around saying, I wish I would have done that. For me, it's better to just do it. And then if you do it and you find out different, like, oh yeah, I thought I would like this, but I really don't. Now you can move forward, because you're like, okay, it's not even what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't even like it. I don't even care about it. Thought I did, but I really don't. Now you're free to move on. But if it's something that you really desire to do, just do it. And always do your best. Act as if you're doing whatever it is that you're trying to do for God. Because if you do it in excellence, and I'm saying you're going to do it in excellence because you should never give God your sloppy leftovers. Always give him what's excellent. So if you're doing it in a way that you should do it for God, then you're going to give him your best. Give your best. And then that way, if you give your best and it does not work out, and you have to go in a different direction, now you can say, okay, I've done all I can. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Let's change gears. And you can feel good about it because at least you didn't quit and you tried, you exhausted all your possibilities and you gave it your all. So don't allow the distractions to keep you from doing that thing that you're supposed to do, and remain disciplined. That's the word I'm looking for. Remain disciplined. Write your list. Figure out what your plan is and how you're going to crush that goal. And then you jump in there and you get it done. You get it done. Don't worry about what anybody is saying. Move forward. Okay? Move forward. Now, because I can't see your comments right now, I'm challenging you to do something you love to do. Do something that you've always wanted to do. And if somebody speaks negatively about that thing, you already know what to do. Don't listen to them. But I challenge you to do something. Like I said, do something that you want to do. And if you feel free enough, if you feel comfortable enough, come on back here and tell me how it went. Put it in the bottom of the comment section. When this video is over, type it. Look, go to the bottom of that comment section and just type away. Type. Tell me, what is it? In fact, tell me, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you want to accomplish? And you know what? We can hold each other accountable. That's up to you, though. I'm going to let you make that decision. Also, what was the other thing? I should have wrote it on my Post-it note, shouldn't I? So, let me know if you like this live today. And I'm going to end it right here. So don't forget, do something that's challenging. Do something that scares you, that you think is big or too big for you to accomplish. I want you to start pursuing that goal. I think 4K, that's a huge that's a huge thing for me right now. So I'm pursuing it, and I already know I'm going to get it. I'm not even worried about it. You know why? I'm going to be consistent, and I'm going to eat that goal up. And of course, you're going to be right here with me taking a ride. So, yeah, let me know. Let me know what you want to do. And maybe we can all do a challenge, like a challenge as a community. Let me know if you'd like to do a challenge as a community. And we can all, if you don't want to say publicly what the goal is that you want to meet, you can write it down. We'll all write it down. And then we'll just come weekly maybe and talk about it, the progress that you're making. And maybe we can all speak into each other's lives and encouragement, and uplift each other, and continue to speak positive things into the lives of each other so that we can reach our goals. Let me know if you're interested in doing that. And you have to let me know after this video is over. So come back, make sure you like this first, then you come back to this video and type whatever your comment is in the comment section. And I'm going to go read it after this live. Okay? All right, I'm going to end this because I can't see you all anyway. I'm talking to myself. So have a great rest of your day. I will be here tomorrow, if God says the same, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be here tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The only way I won't be here is if you all see me put something on a comment tab that says I am not going to be here for whatever reason. Otherwise, I will be here. Okay? So I see you all. Thank you again for your support. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you for hanging on in there with Geeky Girls Journal. And I don't know, thank you again for liking, sharing this broadcast, and subscribing. And the family is growing, you all these dreamers. I love it. So yeah, come back and we'll talk about this again. Topic tomorrow, I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out tomorrow. All right. Have a good rest of your night, you guys, and I will see you in the next video. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in.